Hi, grade 10s. Let's talk about section 7.2, which is our high and low pressure air mass and our global wind systems. So high and low pressure, there's some, I don't know, the more you read about it, the more, it's not confusing, but it's just different diagrams and different books and literature have a different way of explaining the same thing. Hence science. Right. Okay. So, if I go to 7.2, it says define air mass, list the type over Manitoba. So if I look at this diagram over here, these are all the types of air masses that are currently over North America, meaning that they are actually still there. So it's a large region, as you can see, these are huge regions, of atmosphere where temperature, density, and humidity are same due to the properties of the land below. So for example, what do we notice in the blue? So both maritimes on our east and west coast have the same sort of cool, humid air masses on them due to the ability of oceans to dictate the climate around land masses. We have our continental cold and dry, which is on the eastern side of the prairie or the Rockies, and then more almost into Quebec until we meet our cold polar climate. Okay, so we are the continental polar, so that means our air masses come from the north and make our area nice and cold like we know it and we love it. Okay, so the next question is where the confusion sets in, I believe, is that define high pressure systems and low pressure systems and how do they occur. You can read what I wrote, but I want to talk about it and explain it. So it's all to do with the air molecules and particles in our sky. So I'm going to make this one really large, and then I'm going to put in a different. Okay, so what do we notice here? We notice that the capital H is for high and the L is for low. So why are the arrows moving kind of in a different direction than explained in the text? So what you notice here with a high pressure system, if you notice that in the news, high pressure systems are always associated with happy weather because air and low systems, I think low, boring, sad, are always mixed with some lousy weather. So why is that so? Well, it's all due to Mr. Sun here. So Mr. Sun has the ability to cause or to give energy to our molecules of air in our atmosphere. So what happens is as Mr. Sun is warming up the air molecules, the molecules have more energy now, so they can move around and bounce around. So what happens is that they now have more space between, so the air is less dense. And when the air is less dense at the bottom here, what actually happens? That the air above is more dense, so it actually moves. So the air up here near our, let me get my pen out, near our sun, that's way too big, near our sun is being heated. And when it's being heated, like I said, the air molecules that are here are spaced farther apart, so they become less dense. When they're less dense, they can move down. That's hilarious. They can move they can move down. And when they move down, that causes a change in pressure. So if we move these hotter molecules down to the closer of the Earth, that causes a movement of particles. So which creates a high pressure system occurring. Because as if you look back here, what it says is a region where less dense air is rising, exerting less pressure on the region. Warm air rises, leaving cold air at the bottom. So high pressure is happy pressure. Air moves from high to low density. Okay, so in our diagram, I